Alright guys, how's it going out there? Rooster here in Tennessee. This is a Fatboy 8p-454. You guys hear me bragging on these 454 transistors all the time. I love them because they're medium drive and they're really good. Really good output power out of these guys. Don't have to hit them with a lot of drive and they just take off and do really well. This one is pending sold, more than likely. Friend of mine, repeat customer. I just need to send him an invoice on it, but I did figure I would do a video demonstration before I send him an invoice, because he is needing it for a specific application. I believe his radio that he's wanting to use does about 90 watts PEP. We're going to test it with the RFX29. It does about 100 watts PEP. About the closest thing I have right now to what he's wanting to use available in stock is this one. And I'll end up showing the amount of dead key that we're putting into it at the end of the video. Around 100 watts PEP, give or take. We'll verify that at the end of the video. But these can take, 120, 150 watts PEP, absolute max. And they will, it should do anywhere from 1200 to around 1500 watts PEP. 1500 might be a little bit of a stretch, but I'd say around 1400 is ballpark. 14.7 is what we're going to test at here. They will take 15 volts, but we're going to test at 14.7. This amp has a remote jack on it, and it has the ground lug on the back, so you run your own ground wire off of it. Dual hots coming off of it. One reason these things are popular, they don't draw a lot of current, and I'm going to show you guys here. I'm just going to go ahead and key the mic. It's giving us about 37 watts on the deck, or 37 amps worth of draw on a dead key. We're actually at 14.6. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. So under 70 amps there, drawing about 66, 67, somewhere in that range. And we'll go ahead and get to moving over here to the watt meter. I went ahead and bumped our voltage up just a little bit because it fell down to 14.6. Hello. That actually made it come up some more. Hello. Man, that is amazing. Seems like that 14.8 volts was the sweet spot for this thing, because it started drawing a good bit more current. So about 73 amps at 14.8. And it could be because our radio has that MOSFET RFX95 in it. It may have brought the RFX95 up. Okay, so we got a 2500 watt slug. We're looking at the top scale. That big hash mark that you guys see that's not numbered is going to be 250. Hello. Hello. There we go. So we're right around 200. Swinging over 500 average. And again, drawing about 72, 73 amps. Hello. Audio. And that's around 1250 watts PEP. So that's pretty dang good considering we're only putting 100 watts into it. You can't do that with a 4-pill. You can't even do that with a 6-pill. So a 6-pill, if you swing 100 watts into it, 6-pill 2879 is what I'm referring to. You're going to see around 1100 watts or so PEP. With 100 watts PEP going to this, we're seeing right at 1200 and 500 watts average. Ice cold. Obviously, we weren't on the key that long, but running super cool. I'm going to pop this out and just see what the RFX95 is actually putting into it. That way we have a good reference here. Now, if I'd been talking on this amp a long time and it was hot, obviously I wouldn't just kill the power to it, but it's ice cold, so we're going to feel safe to just go ahead and turn it off. And what I want to do is check the dead key that we're putting into it for a reference to see what gave us about 200 watts. So now we're looking at the bottom scale. And that's what, 4 watts? We may even put a smaller slug in there to see, get a little bit more accurate reading. Let's just check the PEP that we're putting into it. Hello, audio. Barely 100 watts PEP. So audio, actually about probably high 90s. Audio, not even 100 watts PEP is what we're swinging into it. Hello, and about 38 average to give us that 500 plus average that we saw. Let's see what our dead key looks like with a 50. Now we're looking at the middle scale, just checking the dead key. And the 50 is showing about 5 watts or so. 4.5 to 5 watts in to get us that 200 watt dead key. So, again, didn't even swing 100 watts into it, about 95, 98, something like that. Just under 100 watts, close enough. And give us 1250 PEP, 500 plus average. Nice amp. I really love the 454s. I drive that in the ground because I just think people need to really start utilizing these transistors for your, your strikers, any tones, even like the Connexes and stuff that do 60 watts. They're too much for a low drive amp, and it's like they're not enough for a high drive amp. But you can take these 454s, 4-pill, 6-pill, 8, and drive that type of radio into it and see some really good numbers and really good performance. They're tough. They don't take as much, they don't need as much cooling as a 2879 style transistor does. Just an overall really nice transistor. Fatboy Products, 8-pill, 454. Questions, comments, shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Rooster in Tennessee. See you, bye.